Hey everybody, it's Matt from Union Horror Movies, and welcome to day 30 of my 31 days of horror. We got Halloween Eve, guys, so you know what that means. Tomorrow's good old Halloween. So I figured for the last 2 days, for 30 and 31, I'm going to be doing some Halloween-themed horror films. I'm not going to do, the big named ones out there or the ones that have been done countless. I'm trying to do some hidden gems or hidden ones to stay away from. So without further ado, we're going to go to a 2017 film. This is put out by Wild Eye Releasing. So a lot of times you get this insane cover art of Jack versus Lanterns. The title alone and the cover art is fantastic. The movie, though, well, we'll get into that. So pretty much, this is considered a sequel. There's actually a different movie out there, I found out, called Lumber versus Jack. So this is a sequel to that because you have your main star, his name is Jack Woods, and he's in this small town. Supposedly he battled a killer forest or something. I gotta look that up. I gotta look that other movie up before. So now he's, relaxing and finally getting things done. He's picked up where he left off in the previous movie, and he had some friends that survived the previous movie, and they're all having a good time. Well, pretty much the movie also starts off with this weird drunk guy in a pumpkin patch. He ends up cutting his foot by accident with an axe, and the blood seeps into this pumpkin patch, and now the pumpkins come to life pretty much. Okay, so these pumpkins pretty much, if they attach themselves to your head and supposedly, turn you into like a pumpkin zombie monster, and they eat your brains. So pretty much you have this gentleman who was drunk gets morphed into this weird pumpkin-like monster right here, as you can see on the back. That is the main pumpkin creature. Kind of like a weird Spirit of Halloween mask. And now he is now going around taking pumpkins and putting them on people's heads. And when that does, it kills the individual and turns them into another weird pumpkin zombie monster. Each pumpkin is different. You have some weird pumpkin heads. There's one guy actually has a pumpkin on his head. There's another one like a weird carved pumpkin with a weird face. It's a very low budget. Very low budget. And now these pumpkins are going around turning the town into pumpkin monsters. So now Jack Woods has to pretty much fight off these pumpkins. He even says it in the movie. He goes, man, it feels like I'm in a bad sequel. So yeah, I found out that, again, this is a sequel. So there's also a lot of weird shit going on in this movie where there is a woman who owns this company, well, supposedly because of her husband. So they decide to do some cloning of the dead husband to bring him back. And supposedly he was in the first movie as well. So I got to look that up. And now you got clones of people, you got pumpkin monsters, and you got a lot of weird shit going on. So pretty much, no nudity at all. The gore is, there's no gore. Like, so when the pumpkin goes on top of someone, you see all the pumpkin guts oozing out of the neck, and then you hear this weird noise, and the person stands up, and they got a giant walking pumpkin on their head. So yeah, so now you got pumpkin zombies. Now this pumpkin monster deal, this guy, he can actually manifest pumpkins out of nowhere and put them on as people as well, which is kind of odd. But again, this is a very odd movie. And like there was a scene in, I think it was like an ice cream parlor or something, where they attack a bunch of people and they're all putting pumpkins on people's heads and they're all turning into pumpkin creatures. That was kind of neat, kind of a cool homage to, certain attack scenes in horror movies. Again, the acting is very rough, but it's fun. But it's also the, where is his name? I gotta see if I can find it, because it's the guy wrote it, directed it, starred in it. And that is, I used to have it. A lot of times I don't have the names written down. Jason LaQuarrie. So if I say that name wrong, I apologize. So He's the one that pretty much, he plays Jack Woods. He's the hero, going around smashing pumpkins, uh, fertilizing pumpkins, doing anything to stop this pumpkin invasion, pretty much. So I think with the cloning also caused the pumpkins to come up. So who knows? It just happens. This guy was on the field. He gets attacked by wrapping vines, pulls him to the ground. The pumpkin rolls on top of his head, and boom, you got a pumpkin monster. So yeah, it takes place during a Halloween deal, and yeah. So for bonus features, you just have scene selections and trailers. So there's no other making of or anything. I would have liked to see like a making of or a blooper reel or something. But other than that, it's okay. I'm definitely gonna keep it in my collection. This might not be for everybody. A lot of the reviews on like Amazons and stuff trash it. I could see some parts where you're watching it because it's very low budget shot, almost shot on video style, and people just turning it off because it's not their type. For some, I think if you're drunk and you have some good beers in you, you might have a good time with this one too. So yeah, you never know with these type of movies. But if you just want to check it out, go right ahead. I'm not going to say, you have to buy this one or not. This one's a hit or miss for people. You either may like it or you may not. So that's different. I thought it was okay. I had a good time watching it. And other than that, I would say give it a shot. If you can find it cheap, pick it up. You never know. Again, watch the trailer. There's a trailer on YouTube. Watch that trailer and go from there on that. So yeah. But Jack versus Lanterns, okay. It even has a couple things at the end of the credits, a couple scenes, and Topolsky talking about a new movie. Because the way it ends, they're talking about Jack and Jill versus the Hill. Yeah, okay. So we'll see if that actually gets made. But now I gotta track down this Lumber versus Jack, and of course it plays by names, like Jack-o'-lantern, Jack versus Lantern, Lumberjack, Lumber versus Jack. So we'll see. It does have some comedic tones in it. I did find myself laughing a couple times in this. So yeah, hit or miss, guys. It's kind of hard to rate this one. It's kind of like a 5 out of 10, but it was okay for me. So guys, if you want, check out Jack versus Lanterns. Alright guys, from Wild Eye Releasing. Alright guys, stay tuned for more. My last day tomorrow for my 31 days. Tomorrow's Halloween. Hope you guys have your candy ready. If you're going trick-or-treating, you're going to go movies, do parties, whatever the frick you're going to do. Have fun and stay safe. Later guys. Peace.